Although our brain gives seeing and hearing priority in the allocation of cortical tissue, extraordinary things actually happen within the other four senses. Our senses of touch, taste, smell, and body position and movement. Sharks and dogs rely on their extraordinary sense of smell, aided by large brain areas devoted to this system. Without our own senses of touch, taste, smell, and body position and movement, we humans would also be seriously handicapped, and our capacities for enjoying the world would be seriously diminished. Our sense of touch. How do we sense touch? Although not the first sense to come to mind, touch is actually vital. Right from the start, touch is essential to our development. Infant rats deprived of their mother's grooming produce less growth hormone and have a lower metabolic rate, a good way to keep alive until the mother returns, but a reaction that stunts growth if prolonged. Infant monkeys, allowed to see, hear, and smell, but not touch, their mothers, become desperately unhappy. Those separated by screen with holes that allow touching are much less miserable. As we will see in Module 46 later on, premature human babies gain weight much faster and go home sooner if they are stimulated by hand massage, basically touch, of their mothers. As lovers, we yearn to touch, to kiss, to stroke, to struggle, some of us anyway, are stimulated by hand massage. As lovers, we yearn for all of that, and even strangers, touching only the other's forearms and separated by curtains, can communicate anger, fear, disgust, love, gratitude, and even sympathy at levels well beyond chance. Humorist Dave Barry may rightly jest that your skin keeps people from seeing the inside of your body, which is repulsive, and it prevents your organs from falling onto the ground. But skin does much more than that. Our sense of touch is actually a mix of distinct skin senses for pressure, warmth, cold, and pain. Touching various spots on the skin with a soft hair, a warm or cool wire, and the point of a pin reveals that some spots are especially sensitive to pressure, others to warmth, others to cold, still others to pain. Other skin sensations are variations of the basic four. For example, stroking adjacent pressure points and different spots creates actually a tickle. Repeated gentle stroking of a pain spot creates an itching sensation. Touching adjacent cold and pressure spots can trigger a sense of wetness, which you can experience by touching dry, cold metal. And stimulating nearby cold and warm spots produces a sensation of hot, for example. Touch sensations involve more than tactile stimulation, however. A self-produced tickle produces less cortex activation than does the same tickle from something or someone else. When ice-cold water passes through, so now we're talking about this image on the right that you see. When ice-cold water passes through one coil and comfortably warm water passes through another, the perception, if you're grabbing it, combined anyway, is burning hot. Unfortunately, we can't simulate that little experiment in class very easily. Pain is actually a gift, so said the doctor. How can we best understand and control pain? Be thankful, actually, for occasional pain. Pain is your body's way of telling you that something has gone wrong. Drawing attention to a burn, a break, or a sprain, pain orders you to change your behavior. Stay off that ankle, for example. The rare people born without the ability to feel pain may experience severe injury or even die before early adulthood. Without the discomfort that makes us occasionally shift position, their joints fail from excess strain, and without the warnings of pain, the effects of unchecked infections and injuries can accumulate. More numerous are those who live with chronic pain, which is rather like an alarm that just won't shut off. The suffering of those with persistent or recurring backaches, arthritis, headaches, cancer-related pain prompts two questions. What is pain, and how might people control it? So, understanding pain. Our pain experiences can vary widely. Women are more pain sensitive than men, generally speaking. Individual pain sensitivity varies, depending on genes, physiology, experience, attention, and surrounding culture. Thus, feeling pain reflects both bottom-up sensations, as we've talked about, and top-down processes. Biological influences. There's no type of stimulus that triggers pain. Instead, there are different nociceptors, sensory receptors that detect hurtful temperatures, pressures, or chemicals. Although no theory of pain explains all available findings, psychologist Ronald Melzack and biologist Patrick Wall had this classic gate control theory, which provides a really useful model. The spinal cord contains small nerve fibers that conduct most pain signals, the larger fibers that conduct most other sensory signals. Melzack and Wall theorized that the spinal cord contains a neurological gate. When tissues are injured, the small fibers activate and open the gate, and you feel pain. Large fibers activity closes the gate, blocking pain signals and preventing them from reaching the brain. One way to treat chronic pain, then, is to stimulate a gate closing activity in the large neural fiber walls. But pain is not merely a physical phenomenon of injured nerves sending impulses to a definable brain area, like pulling a rope to ring a bell. Melzack and Wall noted that brain to spinal cord messages can also close the gate, helping to explain some striking influences on pain. When are we distracted from pain? A psychological influence, and soothed by the release of our naturally pain-killing endorphins, which is a biological influence. Our experience of pain diminishes. Sports injuries may go unnoticed until after the game, for example. People who carry a gene that boosts the availability of endorphins are bothered less by pain, and their brain is less responsive to pain in general. Others carry a mutated gene that disrupts a pain circuit, a neurotransmission, and experience little pain in general. Such discoveries may point the way toward new pain medications that mimic these genetic effects. But the brain can also create pain, as it does in people's experience of phantom limb sensation, when it misinterprets the spontaneous central nervous system's activity that occurs in the absence of normal sensory input. As the dreamer may see with eyes closed, so some 7 in 10 amputees may feel pain or movement in non-existent limbs. Even those born without a limb sometimes perceive sensations from the absent arm or leg. The brain, Melzack of 1998 research indicates, surmises, comes prepared to anticipate that it will be getting information from a body that has actual limbs. A similar phenomenon occurs with other senses. People with hearing loss often experience the sound of silence, or phantom sounds, a ringing in the ears sensation known as tinnitus. Those who lose vision to glaucoma, cataracts, diabetes, or macular degeneration may experience phantom sights, non-threatening hallucinations. Some with nerve damage have had taste phantoms, such as ice water or seemingly sweet taste in their mouth. Others have experienced phantom smells, such as non-existent rotten food. The point to remember is that we feel, see, hear, taste, and smell with our brains, which can sense even without the functioning senses. The psychological effects of distraction are clear in the stories of athletes who focused on winning have played right through pain. We also seem to edit our memories of pain, which often differ from the pain we actually experience. In experiments and after medical procedures, people overlook a pain's duration. Their memory snapshots instead record two factors: their pain's peak moment, which can lead them to recall variable pain with peaks as worse, and how much pain they actually felt at the end. In one experiment, for example, researchers asked people to immerse one hand in painfully cold water for 60 seconds and then the other hand in the same painfully cold water for 60 seconds, followed by a slightly less painful 30 seconds. Which experience would you expect to recall as most painful? Curiously, when asked which trial they would prefer to repeat, most preferred the longer trial, with more net pain but less pain at the end. Physicians have used this principle with patients undergoing colon exams, lengthening the discomfort by a minute but lessening the intensity. Although the extended milder discomfort added to their net pain experience, patients experiencing this taper-down treatment later recalled the exam as less painful than those whose pain had ended abruptly. Our perception of pain also varies with our social situation and our cultural traditions. We tend to perceive more pain when others also seem to be experiencing pain. This may help to explain other apparent social aspects of pain, as when pockets of Australian keyboard operators during the mid-1980s suffered outbreaks of severe pain during retyping or other repetitive work, without any discernible physical abnormalities. Sometimes the pain in sprain is mainly in the brain, literally. When feeling sympathy or empathy for another's pain, a person's own brain activity may partly mirror that of the other brains in pain. Thus, our perception of pain is a biopsychosocial phenomenon. Viewing pain this way can help us better understand how to cope with pain and how to treat it. Thus, pain can have biological influences, psychological influences, and lastly, social-cultural influences. This can all impact the way that we personally experience pain. This picture is in 2012. This is Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo, who actually cracked a rib after colliding with an opposing player, but continued to play through the pain, which reclaimed his attention after the game's end. But of course, he was getting paid millions of dollars to do that. If pain is where body meets mind, if it is both a physical and psychological phenomenon, then it should be treatable both physically and psychologically. So how do we control pain? Depending on types of symptoms, pain control clinics select one or more therapies from a list that includes drugs, surgery, acupuncture, electrical stimulation, massage, exercise, hypnosis, relaxation training, and through distraction sometimes. Even an inert placebo can help by dampening the central nervous system's attention and response to painful experience, mimicking different drugs. After being injected in the jaw with a stinging saltwater solution, men in one experiment received a placebo, said to relieve pain, and then immediately they felt better. Being given fake pain-killing chemicals caused the brain to dispense real ones, as indicated by activity in an area that releases natural pain-killing opiates. Believing becomes reality, noted one commentator, and the mind unites with the body. Another experiment pitted two placebos, fake pills and pretend acupuncture, against each other. People with persistent arm pain received either sham acupuncture,